everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Niche Girls podcast. We are so happy to be here. My name's Jessie.
I'm Yolanda.
I'm Kristen.
Yay, I love that for us. We're so awesome. I am, again, super happy to be here. Thank you guys for your support. We love you guys, and we're just so happy to, be performing for you guys, basically. I mean, we're kind of having fun, talking about fun topics. Yeah, it's great. How are you guys doing this week? Any fun things? Any new things?
Good. I mean, I have a couple park days planned, so I'm excited. I haven't been
Ooh.
in a minute. Yeah. Just a half day, and then I go to work, but excited to go into the parks for a little.
Yeah. And Halloween stuff should be coming soon, which I'm keeping my eyeballs on check for because we need some Halloween in our lives.
I think
I'm
Disney
you,
World
I really think I'm going to redo my
shirt
bathroom
or something.
Yeah.
It's starting to trickle in.
Starting to. They just released some new Haunted Mansion stuff in Disneyland, so I'm really
yeah. There is a Madame
so I'm waiting for it
Yoda,
to come here.
like soap dispenser, like the globe.
And I saw.
And there's a rug too. Yeah. There's like a bath mat.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying I think if it comes out, I'm gonna just redo my bathroom because I've been wanting a Haunted Mansion bathroom, and this collection is like, do it, and I'm like, okay. And there is a small shop I like called Foolish Mortal Supply Co. and they have a Haunted Mansion like full wallpaper towel, so it'll give me an excuse to buy all the things I've been wanting. So
there you
hoping if I'm at Disney, maybe it'll release while I'm there one of the next couple days.
I hope so. I really hope that for you.
Thank you.
Get the ears.
Yeah,
I will. I'll grab them because I'm going to Magic on Tuesday, so I'm excited.
Oh, maybe I'll meet you there, and I'll grab the other ones that you owe me that you have from mine.
Yes, I should be there.
I love it.
For those of you that don't know, I make everyone do my ear bidding because I collect ears. So I'm always like, yeah, just get them, just grab them for me, just grab them for me. And then I'm like trying to meet up with like everybody and their mother, like not just Jessie and Yolanda, like other Disney friends. So I'm like, oh, yeah, just grab them. So
just grab them.
At any time, there's like 5 people in the world that own a massive amount of ears that I need to come collect.
I love that.
I don't want to risk them selling out. You never know. Like, you just don't know.
Sometimes they restock, and sometimes they say, well, it was a good run. So, you don't.
Yeah, sometimes they sell out in an afternoon, and other times they're there for 6 years. Like, you just don't know, so.
Yeah, literally. I know. It's insane. But anyway, I'm glad you guys are doing good. I'm glad your week's going well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I feel like the rose gold ear debacle of 2008 really did this to me. Like, that's what did this to me, essentially, was the rose gold trend.
Yeah.
And so, like, that, remember? That, the rose gold everything, and that's what I was scarred by. I think it was more close to, like, 2014. But it's what I was scarred by, and I can't be unscarred by it. So that's... The rose gold
That's what started it all. Now you can't throw a stone without hitting something rose gold in Disney parks, but, like...
I know.
That was the beginning of that trend, and yeah, it, like, traumatized some of us because...
Couldn't find it.
I
still don't own them to this day. Because by the time I could find it, I was like, I don't want it now.
Never have I ever obsessed about a pair of ears.
There you go. So that
that's our topic.
So yes, our topic today is never have I ever. So these two are freaking out about ears over here. I have never obsessed about a pair of Disney ears. If I was buying a pair of Disney ears, it was because it was like on sale for $5 at like the Cast Connection thing. It was because it was for Kristen or because it was for a job.
Yeah.
Never done that. So that's super fun.
Meanwhile, a pair of ears comes out and I'm like instantly like online, like who's in Magic Kingdom today that I know? There's a new pair of ears. There's one at Fort Wilderness and I don't even love them, but I'm like, who do I know that's going to Fort Wilderness anytime soon?
Yeah.
These ears.
I mean, the other day I posted the Riviera backpack and Kristen was like, is there ears? And I was like, no, Kristen, there's not ears. If there were ears, I would have told you that there were ears.
But meanwhile, there are ears.
There are now.
And they just were like not there when Jessie was there. Yeah. And I was at the Riviera like 2 weeks ago. They weren't out yet. And now I got to get my butt back to Riviera to get those ears. And I just,
they're very cute.
Why can't Disney do it at the same time, man?
Oh, they never do. I mean, it's... And if they do, it's like half of it sells out like way too quickly.
That's the thing. They put such a small amount out. Like when they put everything out, that then they're gone immediately. And you're like, great. So...
Yeah,
Now
I
I'm on
know.
eBay looking for like ears. It's just
I mean, at least you guys got the new Figment ears because those were super cute, and Yolanda was a baller for that one. So
That was bringing me stress. That was bringing me. I had to have them. I don't even wear ears for more than
I
30
know.
minutes, but I had to have them. So there just wasn't a
see, I
way.
do
There
wear
wasn't a way
them.
around it. Yeah, there
I
wasn't a way
can't.
around that.
All right. So what have you guys never done? Give me one. Never have I ever.
Does Kristen want to
Disney
go first,
version.
or I'll go first?
I'll go first because
Okay.
I have a couple. What like I've been coming to Disney World since 1984. Um, and I when we were preparing for this episode, I was like, wow, there's actually some really big ticket things that I've never done.
Yeah.
So
Same
I'm
for
gonna
me.
go. I've never done in my 39 years of Disneying, 40 years of Disneying, have never done Hoop-Dee-Doo review. Never done it.
I
That
have
is
never done it
just
either.
I I have done it like 4 or 5 times, guys, and it is incredible. And by 4 or 5 times, I mean I've done it like 4 or 5 times in the last like 3 years. Like
That's
it.
why I'm trying for those who. I'm trying to go for my bachelorette party because
Yeah.
well, there's
That'd be
unlimited
fun.
drinks. It just seems so like everyone who ever posts about it, they like are doing
It's
dances
so
with
fun.
napkins. They invite someone up on stage. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot that goes on in there, and the food doesn't seem bad. So I think I just need to go.
The food's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
the food is good. You definitely have to be in the mood for barbecue. It is more barbecue style food. But I will say, I took my parents there, and my mom is not a barbecue person. She doesn't like pepper is too spicy for her. So she
Okay.
actually asked like our waiter. They do make accommodations. So if you have anybody in your party that
That's good to hear.
doesn't like barbecue food or can't eat barbecue food, they have other options. They can give you like plain chicken, plain salmon. She got the plain salmon and she said it was great. I always eat the
That's good
barbecue
to
and
know.
it's good. Yeah, but they
That is
do
good to
food
know.
accommodations as well. So it's a nice little tip for you guys also. But it is amazing. It's
Yeah.
so interactive. It's so fun. You definitely want to go celebrating something because they always make a big deal about celebrations,
Oh
which
yay!
is just phenomenal. Make sure you wear a celebrating button or something for your bachelorette if you go.
Yay.
But yeah, it's great. I love it.
See, I'm kind of introverted, so I don't know that I would
Okay, so
like that
I'm more
aspect of it.
introverted
I
than
would
you
probably
are.
hide in the corner and be like, "Don't call on me."
Well, they're not
Yeah.
gonna call on you, but they like come over to you and just like
Mhm.
sing you a little song, and it's so cute. Like they're
Like
not gonna
make
like
it
call
fun.
you
Yeah.
on stage. Like
Oh
yeah,
God, I can't
it's
deal
really
with that.
fun, and you get to like play on a washboard, and you like Yolanda said, you get to like have the napkins, swing them around.
Yeah.
They like prompt you and tell you like certain things to do. It's really cute. I love it. It's one of my
Seems
favorite
like a
things
good
to
time.
do. Jake and I went on our very first anniversary. That was like my first time ever there, and it was just like a core memory that was like locked in there.
That's so
Hmm.
cute.
It's awesome. Yeah,
Well,
it's fun. So you guys definitely need to go and do that.
I was just saying I need to go to Fort Wilderness to see if I can find those new ears that I don't even really love, but I still think I kind of need. So,
Yeah, you gotta
Swing
go.
on by. Make it one trip.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think the
maybe
kids would
this is
love
my
it too.
excuse to go.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All
Probably
right,
Okay.
Yolanda, you're up. Never have you ever.
Okay. Never have I ever. This is a very broad one as well. Ridden rock and roller coaster. And I've ridden other large rides in Disney World. So I've ridden Tower of Terror, which I will never get on again. It was the most terrifying thing in my whole life. I don't like big rides. I don't like rides.
That's a
Yeah,
different
Um,
beast.
I
I've ridden
retired from that
Guardians
a
and I
long time
can
ago.
rewrite that. I think the song aspect of it is fun, but afterwards I do feel a little bit nauseous every time. And then I've ridden Space, I've ridden Tron, ridden all those. But there's something about Rock and Roller Coaster between the launch and knowing that it goes upside down that just. I also took a behind the scenes tour of it when I was a cast member, and so I saw the track like with the lights on and everything. And one, I can't unsee it. And so I'm just like I'm really scared of it. I can't, but it seems so fun. It seems like a
It
good
is.
ride. Like,
It's a great
Yeah,
ride.
I
I
but I've
mean,
retired
ridden
the
from that
launch.
one a
Hagrid's,
while
and I know
ago, but
Hagrid's is a pretty big ride.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like,
yeah.
just the launch on
like
that one I can't stomach, but like the actual ride is honestly I'm okay with
the
that
launch
part.
looks so scary.
Strangely, I can handle that. It's just the launch I can't do anymore in my old
Yeah,
age.
see, I love it all. The launch for me is so fun. I can see how maybe the loop would be maybe a little scary because you are going upside down, but it's like a big loop, so it's not like a super flippy loop,
Right.
if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
You don't even know you're
Um,
yeah.
doing it if I remember correctly. It's so it's like
yeah,
it's
it
fast and
just
it's Yeah, it's like a real.
It's not like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not like
It's
one of those
nothing
like
crazy.
corkscrews.
Yeah,
No.
it's not crazy. Yeah, it's a
No.
good ride though. I'm just shocked that you've never been on it, like
Uh-huh.
ever.
No, and
Wow.
I've tried riding, I try to ride at least every ride in Disney World once, but the
Me
water
too.
slide
But
at
yeah.
Typhoon, water slide at
You
Blizzard
got to
Beach,
give it a chance.
and then Rock and Roller Coaster are the two things that I cannot get myself on. But
I've never done
Never.
that. Yeah.
Summit Plummet's never
No, I've
changing
never
for
done
me. I'm
any of
not getting
that.
on that. You can't pay me to get on it. I'm not doing it.
Same.
There's
No.
no like
I
Rock
watched
and
my
Roller
dad go
Coaster.
down it, but I've
Nope. Rock and
yeah,
Roller
I've watched
Coaster
my dad do
immediately.
it, but I will not go on Summit Plummet.
Same. I won't do
Yeah.
any of those like big. What's the one at Typhoon Lagoon? I don't even remember. But yeah, I won't do any of
Mm-mm.
them. Nope.
Mm-mm.
No, thank you. Like Yolanda said, you couldn't pay me.
No.
I'm good.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not
I don't
interested in
like
that.
water rides that is just like a body slide. I
Mm-mm.
prefer a tube. If it has a
Yeah.
tube, I will go. If it's just me, no.
Yeah. No, thank
So
you.
no,
No, thank
I
you.
support
Hard
that.
pass.
That's not fun.
But
Yeah,
yeah, so
not a fan.
that's mine.
Jesse,
All right, Jesse.
what do you
I
got,
love
Jess?
that. All right, let's see. Never have I ever done a Disney race.
Mm.
Oh, I have.
I want to. I want to. Um, but it's the getting up at 2 a.m. and getting there by 3 a.m. for me
Yeah.
that just it
Yeah.
doesn't sound worth the price.
I
Uh,
don't blame you here.
Yeah,
can
but
I have like a nighttime?
I don't
Can
blame
I
you
have
here
like a
because that
nighttime one that maybe start at like
yeah.
uh,
As someone who goes to bed at like 3 a.m., getting up at 2:30, as you can imagine, it went really poorly. We did this with friends the one time we've done it, and so we all went to bed at Animal Kingdom Lodge. We had a suite. There was like so many of us packed in it, right? So we all went to bed at like
yeah.
8:30 p.m. and David and I were like wide awake. I mean, wired, like because both of us are still working at that time. So it was just, and so anyways, when you first get up at 2 a.m., super jazzed, like ready to go. And then the only part of the race I'm telling you that I hated, that sucked, was that if you are a slower runner like me, you still have to get there at 3:30, at 4 a.m. to get in that corral. And we were standing waiting to run
yeah.
for an hour and 45 minutes. We did not start until 5:45. We were just
What?
standing. Yeah, because all the
That
front
just
corrals
doesn't
go,
sound fun.
you register by how fast you are, and so all the
Yeah.
front corrals go when the race starts at 4:45, and then they release part of the corrals at a time. So it took almost 2 hours to get to us, and we weren't in the back either. We were like, and it was yeah.
Yeah, no, that
Everything
sounds
ess
awful.
everything else so
Maybe
fun.
that's
Wouldn't it
not
make
on my
Character
sense
list.
all
to
that.
like hear me out? Wouldn't it make sense to have the slow runners run first because it's going to take them more time, and then let the faster people go like later because they're going to get it? Like give the slow people more time to complete it. Why are you waiting for it? Like people are done in that time that it took you to
Yeah.
like. I don't get that personally.
Well,
I
yeah.
don't. I'm doing one in November. I don't know which one I'm doing. My husband signed us up for it.
The
It's a
one and
5K
dine.
though. And I don't run. I'm doing it solely because I want to meet the characters, and I'm
Yes.
hoping for some rare characters because um, that is what I obviously look at the line of our business.
Yeah.
Rare
Yeah.
characters, niche
It's
things.
really
So I'm
fun.
like really hoping for like Darkwing Duck or like Roger Rabbit. Like, come on,
Yes.
he's got
Yeah.
to be back there somewhere. Please, somebody give me Roger Rabbit. So like that's why
Literally.
I'm doing it. But I plan on walking most of it, and if I have to get scooped up by one of those ladies in the golf cart, then so be it.
The Pargo.
Yeah, I just want
I
the
think for the
characters. Is all I
5K
want.
you're good. They don't time it as much, but yeah, the rest of it's very fun, and I think it's worth doing once. I would like to do more and do more of like the running a couple, like maybe not the dopey, but like the princess challenge. But it yeah, the beginning, the waking up and then standing, that because your feet obviously start to really hurt. You're standing on asphalt, so
Ugh,
that
No.
sucked.
that doesn't sound fun.
Not gonna undersell that to anyone.
Yeah.
That part was not fun. They do a great job of keeping you entertained. There's a stage and there's someone up there like keeping the looking at costumes, but that was rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even when I worked as a photo pass, they tried to assign me that shift, and I was like, nope, who wants this? And I put it up, and someone grabbed it, and I was like, please, have so much fun. I don't want it.
Yeah.
But there's that, and then I really wanted to do the Mickey's 90s themed one that happened, but it sold out in 2 seconds, and I was like,
It
well,
really
there goes
did.
my chance.
Yeah.
It
So
really did.
I didn't do it.
Like you would have woken up early for like the 90s aspect of it, which I appreciate very much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it sold out way too quickly, and I was like, well, this is fine. It's all
Yeah.
good.
We tried to get in Wine and Dine, and it sold out before we could get in it. And then we also tried to get into, I think it was Springtime Surprise as well. But both of those, my friends tried to register, and it sold out. But we are doing the Princess one again, so I will be doing this coming
Nice.
Princess one. So I can actually get some videos for us this time maybe. But I don't know.
There
This
you
last
go.
time I didn't get too many videos.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing Wine and Dine in November, so
I'm jealous.
That's awesome.
I will report back
You get the
and let you
figment.
know how
The
that goes.
figment
Yeah.
races.
Yeah, let me know. I know.
I know.
Ugh. All right, Kristen.
Anyway.
Never have you ever.
Never have I ever worked at Disney parks.
There you
And we
go.
both
I've
have.
never,
We
yeah, I've
have.
never worked in the theme parks. I've never worked for Disney parks. I worked for ABC back 15
Yeah.
years ago, but
And blogging in the parks, but never for the actual Disney company.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
you've done vlogging in the. Oh, when you work
Yeah.
for Disney blogs, a lot of people think you work for Disney. Like they don't really.
Mhm.
When you tell people what your job is, they don't really get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't know how it works.
It's an outside company. It's not actually a paycheck
No.
by the Walt Disney World Company.
No, none of those
So
perks.
yes, me and Yolanda have. Yolanda, you did college program, right?
I did the college program. It was very fun. I was telling them, you are bottom of the totem pole. So during the college program, you can't ask for any time off, and you also can't, like, really, other than requesting off, if there's a holiday that overlaps your college program, you're going to be working. Just you're a space
Yeah.
filler, you're a gap filler in a schedule. But besides that, it is very magical. There's a lot of kind of sessions they do by the apartments and things like that to further your growth or knowledge of the company. So a lot of things with different managers and stuff like that. They always make sure, like I met the director of Epcot. That you do meet some really cool people. And I worked at a character buffet, so I worked at Cape May Cafe. It's very interesting to work at a character buffet because the characters do have like a green room in the back that they go back to, but they can come out and get sodas and stuff. So I've seen some things. I saw Goofy in full Goofy outfit, but he had taken his hands off to get a soda. So it was just like a man hand sticking out to get a soda to take
His
back with
gloves,
him.
took his gloves
Or
off.
yeah, or one
So
time
weird.
like Donald, sweet Donald, spoke back to me, which if you know, characters normally don't speak back to me, but he was in the kitchen hanging out, and I was like, oh, hard day, and I actually jumped, and then they laughed because like I was a CP, and I was still in my brain like the characters are the characters, and you're not allowed to do this. So it was
Yeah.
just it was very different experience working there. And I've always
Yeah.
worked in bars my whole life. In Miami, I worked at a catering company, and then up here I've always worked in lobby bars and in more adult places. And that was the first really family oriented place I've worked. And it was just the clientele was very different, a lot more crying and a lot
Yeah.
more noises. But
Yeah.
it was
See,
oh my gosh. I have a picture. The uniform was horrible. And I also got to work at Beaches and Cream. So I have pictures of myself in both those outfits, and the uniforms were so not
We'll
cute.
put them in
I love
stories so
that.
you could see little baby Yolanda in her cape.
Yeah.
Yes. But I did
I
I did
know.
overall I made some great friends, and I really enjoyed my time for the most part. It was
I'm
cool to
sure.
work there, and for a while I thought that's what I wanted to come back and do, and then things change over time. It's also very difficult to get into the restaurant industry in Disney, so
It is.
was
And that's
cool.
like, it's like a high key ticket option now. Like, people
They
want
are
to be in the
coveted.
restaurants.
They are
Yeah. You make a
coveted
lot of money in the
positions.
restaurants. Like, with me, like, I did not do the college program. I was just a hire. So back in 2018, I did PhotoPass. So I was PhotoPass. My home park was Epcot. So I worked every position at Epcot. So it was super fun. I loved it.
I'm jealous.
It does get overly hot. You get hit by strollers and scooters, and you get yelled at, and you deal with drunk people, and there's a whole lot of things going on at the same time. So I loved half of my photo pass, and then the other half I did not. I loved working with the characters. So just like you were saying, like you get to know the characters behind the scenes, and that was
It's
super
fun.
fun. So when I went on stage, I would know which character was which, and it was so fun because I was like, "Oh my God, you're my favorite Goofy! Like, let me
Yes.
squeeze you," you know?
Yes.
So it was super fun to like react with the characters like that. So that way, when I came as a guest, I know it's goofy, but I also know who else it is. Like, it's
Yeah.
very different to be like, oh my God, you're my favorite. Like,
Yeah.
so that was always super fun. I got let go for COVID. I got rehired back, but I actually declined it for PhotoPass. I was like, at that time, it was like a year and a half later. I was like, I'm already set and doing other things. Like, I don't want to just jump back into PhotoPass because yeah, like you're hot, you're sweaty, you're sticky. So half of it's really magical. The other half I was having heat stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't have a cooling towel and a neck fan and all of these fun things we talked about in our last episode. You can't have that as a cast member. You
Yeah.
have to stay in uniform, you have to stay in character, and be happy all the time when you're literally drenched in sweat. I would come home and my cheeks would just like hurt.
Oh yeah.
So now I did decline that, and I got another position working for fine art. So I'm a photographer at fine art seasonally. So I work for them seasonally right now. And it's great because I, work a couple hours here and there. And I still get to do photography, but it's more like at nighttime or like on the studio side of it. It's not like standing there in the hot sun for 3 hours
Yeah.
from 12 to 3. So a little different, but still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
No,
should
I never
definitely
have.
do
I
an
never wanted to.
I get that.
Yeah.
We should do an episode on like working,
Yeah.
like the college program and working for Disney in general, because it's the
Yeah.
story, like the
That'd be
stories that I
fun.
have. I also was working there when Magic Band
So much
became a
fun.
thing and reservations, and it
Yeah.
was a time. So
Yep. Same. Yeah, that was cool. That was
Yeah.
an interesting time for sure. It's
It
like we're gonna
was
release these new magic bands.
the
Like what?
introduction of technology and also having to plan your vacation down to the minute. It was very hard on a lot of families for sure, and quite the change. So we dealt with some
Yeah.
fun situations.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, Yolanda, never have you ever.
Okay, this is one I want to do really badly, but I have never done the behind the scenes tour, or the Magic Kingdom tour. And I didn't do the Magic
Yeah.
Kingdom tour because you go through the gates. You go through the underground when you do traditions when you work there. But I want to do that tour and mainly the behind the scenes tour so bad. I just want to.
Yeah, I want to
I
do
want to
behind the
know.
scenes really bad, but I don't want to do any like Magic Kingdom.
No?
No, because I don't want
Why?
to. Same reason I never wanted to work there. I don't want to know. I don't.
And
It's
there's some people that
magic.
are like
I
that.
don't want to know how
Yeah.
it's. I don't want to know. I don't want to go underneath in the tunnels and see that. I don't want to know. It's magic.
I
This
get
is
that.
how it is.
I guess
I don't want to know.
like working hotels my whole life. That's the utilidors kind of it looked the same. Like it looks like a hotel under there. The same like very industrial cement, industrial walls. It just looks industrial.
Yeah.
So for me, it looks very. I've always worked in hotels that are bigger than 1,000 rooms, and it just looks like a lot of our hallways. So it didn't ruin the magic, but I can understand that because it is built for high volume and it's very industrial.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
is.
I
feel
just
the
like.
behind
I
the
like
scenes
the
tour
fact
might
that.
be a little different.
Yeah. No, I like.
Yeah.
It's pixie dust that makes the magic happen, and the hard work of obviously all the cast members. But like,
Yeah.
I don't want to know how the sausage is made. I don't want to know. Now behind the scenes, I
I
would
love
actually
that.
do, because that just sounds like. I mean, as we all know, living with the land is one of my favorite attractions, if not my favorite attraction. So I would totally
It's
do that.
super
But yeah, I
neat.
haven't done it, and
Yeah.
I definitely want to do that.
You have to. I've done both of them. The Utilidors tour, that is again super cool, but if you don't want to ruin the magic, like don't do it because you do see like all the behind the scenes, scene stuff where, you see like the tractors and the trailers and the cast members underneath and they actually fun fact, when I went down to see the Utilidors, I was like, "Oh, like expecting Disney music or like some magical music or something." They play like regular music. And I walked in and I was
Yes.
like, this is regular music. What is
Mm-hmm.
happening? It was so weird. So that was like a weird, like little fun fact for me. Yeah,
Kristen
Kristen's
is
like,
like
absolutely not.
You're
immediately
giving me
no.
my reasons for not doing it back to me. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like a
No, I get it.
regular place. There's no magic. Like, nope.
Yeah,
It's a
Kristen
no,
was
it's
like,
hotel.
what
very
I'm not
Absolutely
paying
not.
for is a
No.
regular place.
It's
yeah.
industrial. Nope. Mm-mm.
Nope. Yeah, it's very cool, but it's just to be like, wow, I'm below the castle. Like it's neat, but like you have to have that mindset of like it didn't ruin the magic for me, but it definitely like was like, oh, there's a castle up there. Like that it was just
It's
different. But
different.
I can see how some people like they're like absolutely not, I'm not doing that. My dad and I did it. We loved it. It was great. And it comes with lunch, which is great.
Oh.
Lunch at Pecos
Did
Bill.
you
Yeah.
did you think the behind the
Yeah.
scenes tour was worth it, or did you think the other one was more worth it?
Okay,
Keys to
so
the
the
Kingdom or
price
behind this, like which
The
one was
price
more
is
worth
like
it
a
to you?
big difference, I
the
think.
price is a big
It
difference.
is.
I thought they were both amazing and I thought they were both worth it. I have
Oh,
not
okay.
done either one since pre-COVID. So it was all like 2018, 2019 is when I did them. Behind the Seeds was awesome. At that time, they gave you the hydroponic cucumbers, and you got to eat the cucumbers. They gave you each a little zippy bag of these cucumbers that you could just like snack
Cute.
on during your little tour, which was really cool because they made them
I don't think
there.
they do that anymore.
And
Yeah.
this one thing that I will never forget, again, core memory, it was a tickle plant. And I was like, what is this plant? You literally touch the sides of the plant and it goes, and it like curls in. And it was so cool. And then when you shake it, it like flattens. So instead of this fluffy plant, it like flattens. It was the coolest plant I have ever seen, and that's something I'll never forget from that tour. I did not get to feed the fish on my tour, which I heard is a part of the new version of the Behind the Seeds tour. We didn't get to do that. We didn't feed the fish. So
I want to go even more.
I think maybe they switched like feeding the fish for like the you eating cucumbers is my
Okay.
guess.
I just think
But
it
either
sounds like
way,
such
like
a cute Epcot
I
night to
want to do it again.
yeah, to go to Epcot, do the behind the scenes tour, have a dinner reservation somewhere. Like it seems
Yeah.
like such a nice
Yep.
Like a
evening,
date night
Yep.
day.
thing to do, you know?
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
really
and
want
I
to do
love it.
it.
Like I absolutely want to do it again. Like it sounds like so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse,
All right,
you are
let's see.
next.
Never have I ever gone to Scat Cats at the French Quarter.
I don't know that I've
Oh, I
done that.
have.
Have you
I've
have?
done both Scat Cats and then the other one where Yeehaw Bob plays.
Yeehaw Bob.
So
Yeah.
that's at Riverside.
River Roost.
River Roost. So I've done
River
both. I don't know if you've
Roost.
been to River Roost.
I've been to
But
River Roost, but I've never been to
okay.
Scat Cats. But I've heard
Scat
that
Cats is
they're
more like classic jazz music.
right with beignets.
It's very good. The
So I want to
beignets are
go.
not. The beignets are good if you haven't had real beignets.
I've never had real beignets.
So if you've been to Cafe Du Monde, the beignets at Cafe Du Monde they're accurate at Disneyland. So they're very almost like hollow, and so it's
Everything's
not
better at
like
Disneyland.
you're not. Yeah, you're eating like a
I had them at
fried
Disneyland.
thing. Yeah, you're eating a fried thing, but you're not weighed down by it. For some reason, the beignets here are like full donuts where there's dough all the way through. And so they
Yeah.
are still very good, but normal beignets are supposed to almost be slightly weirdly hollow pillows. So
Okay.
that's really because I used to when I lived in New Orleans, I would shove the powdered sugar into the beignet. I would bite it and then shove because they put it mountains on it. It's not like
Yeah.
here they do a dusting. In New Orleans, it is a mound of sugar that you have sugar fights. Blow
That's
blow the
great.
sugar. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But
I
I
need to
do
go.
think that Scat Cats is a wonderful interpretation of it, and I think it turns into a bar in the evening, and I've been for cocktails. They have a really great couple different rum punches. They usually have at least a jazz musician Thursday through Sunday. I know. I'm not so sure that it's come back through the week. I know the beginning of post reopening it was just Thursday to Sunday, but
Yeah.
it's a very fun, as Kristen said, date night, and it's fun to go and try the beignets. They have alcoholic beignets too. It's fun.
That's fun. Have you
It's
guys done like jelly rolls
No.
on the boardwalk?
not in a long time, but I used to go a lot. But
Okay.
not
I've
post.
I've
You
been
know
a
what?
couple
Not post
times and
COVID.
it's
Not
yeah,
post COVID.
I haven't been since COVID either, but when I did go, oh my God, it was so fun. Kristen,
Loved
you've
it.
never been to jelly rolls? Oh, you got to go. It's amazing. You're
It's
going to
really
love that.
fun.
We need to make a date night and we'll
Ooh,
post
yeah,
about
that'd
it.
be
Yeah.
fun.
Because I really want to go. I haven't been in a long time, and I'd love to go
Yeah,
again. But it is. I know the
me
cover
too.
charge for some
That'll be
people
so
it's
fun.
gone up. It's
Yeah, I
now
would totally
18
do
instead
that.
of 15. So
Yeah.
that
All
might
right.
seem hefty,
Last
especially
one.
if you're planning
Kristen,
on then
never have I
drinking.
ever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially if you're planning
Uh,
on drinking, but it's fun.
yeah.
It's fun
I
with or
have a
without
couple that I
drinking.
haven't
Worth
done,
it.
but I'm gonna go with people being like, "What?" Okay, so I've never done Tron or Rise of the Resistance.
The Rise of the Resistance one is so surprising to me.
So here's the thing. I live here. So every time I go, so you only have the option of waiting in the standby queue or purchasing one of those like individual lightning lanes, which is pricey because everybody wants to go on it.
Yeah.
So I've priced it out a few times, like to do it because I want to do it with my son, who's like a big Star Wars person, and my husband would like
Yeah.
to do it, and my daughter would probably come just because we like force her to go.
Yeah.
So I've priced it out like in the morning on the days that I know like we're either on vacation there for the week, like staycationing, or and it's like $100 for the four of us to ride, and I'm just like, I don't want to spend that extra money on something, but then I also
No.
don't want to wait more than like an hour for it. And it's always
Well,
more
yeah.
than an hour when I'm there. So like, and so to ride it when there's no line would just take this really big effort of like planning, like, okay, we're going to get up and we're going to rope drop and we're going to do this. And we just are not at that point, my family, because I have, you know, my kids are still on the smaller side where
They're
we
younger.
have that coordination to like get out and like rope drop and be there an hour early and like run to rise. Like we're not there. We're not there
No.
as a family. So like every time we go, we're just trying to be more relaxed, and then it just, the line is long when we're there and it hasn't happened. So
Yeah.
one day I will do it and I
One
will
day.
report back, and I'm sure it'll be lovely. But like we just haven't hit it yet. And Tron, I was gonna do it with my annual pass preview, but something came up and we couldn't make it. And then we called to see if they could like reschedule us, or like we're like we had a family thing and we can't get there, so but they like were not able to do anything. And then it's the same thing. Like now I have to manage the virtual queue and get up early to do it, which we've talked
Yeah.
about. It's just kind of like one of those pain in the butt Disney things that
7 a.m.
so it's like,
Yeah.
and I don't want to just like, yeah. So I think something happens too when you live down here, and if you're a local, please feel free to weigh in and comment, where you kind of have this thing where you're like, I'll get to it. I'll do it. Like there's always
I did the
tomorrow
same
sort of
thing.
like mentality when like,
It's true.
so I just like there, I haven't, like, I'm sure if I was still living up north and I was coming down here and visiting, I would have like made sure that I've done it by now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like that was me with Rise too. Like I didn't go for the first couple of years that it was open. I didn't go until this past year, like 2022, because I was like, I'm not waiting in that line. And my friend happened to have Lightning Lane, and she was like, "Oh, I'll pay for you to go on Lightning Lane." I was like, "All right, well, I guess I'm going on
yeah,
Rise of the
exactly.
Resistance if you're paying for it." Yeah,
Yeah.
so I went on it because they paid for it, and I was like, "All right, cool, let's go."
Yeah.
Because yeah, I was not waiting in that line. I'm not a Star Wars person. I wish I was, but I'm not. I've tried. I just can't get into it. So Rise of the Resistance, I was like, this is fine. This is okay. I went on it once. Like,
I
I'm
get
good.
that.
People are like, oh my god, it's the best ride ever. It's
I feel like
amazing. Da
it's,
da da da. And I'm just like, all right,
Yeah. Like I
cool,
would do
great.
it
I
because my
feel like
son likes Star
Rise.
Wars.
Yeah.
There you go. I feel like for Rise, but not for a family of four, but for like a party of two, could be worth it Genie
Yeah.
Plus wise, only because it is like very long experience. So like
It is.
because your ride time is not just your ride. Like the whole thing from your first pre-show is a very good experience. So I could see myself spending it. I will
Yeah.
say though for Tron, I don't know how much an individual Lightning Lane is for Tron. I believe it's at least like 17. If I spent $17 per person for Tron for the ride to be 45 seconds,
Right.
I would be
Yeah.
pretty mad.
I love Tron. I went on Tron 7 times, but that's because I had my cast member preview, which you are able to go as many times in your allotted
Mm.
time. So you have an
What?
hour. So yeah, for cast member previews, you could go as many times as you want in your allotted time, as long as you made that time. So I went three times
Bamboozled.
for my cast preview. And then I
Wow.
went once for my annual pass because you can only go
Mm-hmm.
once. But then they made another cast preview because I guess annual pass holders weren't taking up as much time as they thought and they weren't ready to open it. So they opened it to cast members again, and same thing. You could go as many times as you want in your allotted hour. So I went three more times. So yeah, so I ended up going 7 times on Tron, and I loved every single second of it. I got to sit in the middle, the front, the back, and kind of feel where my favorite spot
Yeah.
was, which was really cool. The back is the best, by the way. Um,
It's a very
but yeah,
fun
no, it was just
ride.
amazing.
It's
Yeah,
very fun. I
no,
just
it was
think
so
paying
fun.
$17 for the time that it is.
I'm not
I
paying
don't know.
$17 for any ride, but that's just
Yeah.
me. Again, that's my local brain being
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm a
the thing.
local. I'm
If I was on a
not doing that.
vacation and I needed to make the most of my time, then yeah, I would
Yes.
probably spend the $100 for us to ride rides and not wait and then
Yep.
Absolutely,
not
yeah.
have to coordinate getting everybody there early. That would be
Yeah.
$100 in my mind if I could afford it, well spent. But like
Yep.
I could as a local wake up really early and just go do it, but I don't want to.
Not going to.
So I don't know. We'll
No.
get there. I mean,
And that was the same
Yeah.
mentality for me too. Like when I went to Disneyland for my one and only time last year, like we bought the Lightning Lanes, we bought Genie Plus because I was
yep.
like, I don't know how long these lines are going to
No,
be.
who knows
I
when it'll be
want
back?
to see
Yep.
everything.
We
So
made
I
it rain
completely
in
get
Disneyland with the Genie Plus. I was like,
absolutely.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it.
and I completely get the
Sure.
flip side of that. So if I was coming to Walt Disney World, like yes, spend your money on Genie Plus. It is worth it. Just you need to know how to use it properly, which is great.
Yeah.
Yolanda, do you want to do one last one?
I can do a quick one. We should definitely
Do
do
a
an
quick one.
episode 2 of this. I've never
Yeah,
done, and I think a lot of people might not have done these. I've never done one of the firework cruises, and I would really like to
I've done
because
one.
they
they're so
seem.
fun. Me
I've
too.
always wanted to do it for Illuminations, but obviously Illuminations doesn't exist. And then I didn't want to do it for Harmonious because it's not the boats don't pull up where you can see the barges. So that's why I never did it. I'm not going to do it for Magic because I'm not a Magic person. But my goal when we see what the next Epcot show is, I would like to do it for Epcot one day for probably
Okay,
maybe my
you
third
don't
year
have
for
to
a
be a Magic
celebration.
person to do the cruise though, because you go to the Contemporary to do a dessert party, and then you get on the cruise at the Contemporary. So you don't have to deal with Magic at all. You just get to go on the boat at the Contemporary and go into the middle of the water, watch the fireworks from the water, happily ever after. They stream the song into the boat, and then you go back to Contemporary.
So I did Fairy Tale Wishes
Sounds fun.
back in the day. This was like pre-COVID, and it
Yeah.
launched from the Ticket and Transportation Center, and it was during the holidays, so we got to see Hallowishes.
Was it on a ferry?
It was
On
on
a
the big
actual
ferry boat.
ferry?
It was on whatever the big one that goes back and forth is.
See, I worked that one, but I've never done it as a
Yeah, I
guest.
did it as a guest,
That's
and
so
it was only like $100.
cool.
I'm again only $100 is a lot of money. Please, I'm not saying
Yeah.
it's not, but for the
Disney.
way to see Hallowishes, if you like, you know what I mean, and the dessert, like it was kind of worth it back then. I don't know if they're still doing. I don't think they're still doing that one. I don't know.
They
But
they
that's
still
cool.
do that cruise because I get assigned to it all the time for work. The photographer that does the dessert party for the ferry boats is actually a Disney fine art photographer, so they still do those cruises.
Oh.
Whether or not they do it Halloween version is another story
Yeah.
that I'm not sure. I'll
And it
find
was
out.
just
I'll
the
let you guys know.
regular, like, it was called Fairy Tale Wishes,
Do
and it was
it.
just
Yep,
the
it's
regular
still
cruise, but it
they
happened to
still
be
do
on a
it.
party night, and we got to see,
Yep,
like, the fireworks. So that was cool.
amazing. I love that.
I
That's so
want to do it.
cool.
The
Awesome.
goal is to eventually do one. I would like to do it. But yeah, if anyone's ever done one, let
Yeah.
us know. It seems really fun.
Yeah, I have, and it's amazing, and I love it, and it's great.
All right, Jessie, last one. What do you got?
All right, last one. I'm gonna make it a quick one. Never have I ever done any of the Disney spas.
Oh, yeah, me
So
neither.
I haven't
I've never
either.
gone and relaxed at a Disney spa. So if someone has, please let me know if it's worth it. Please let me know if I need to go
Please let all
because I
three.
would
We
really
hit
love
one that
to.
none of us have done, so let us
Yeah.
know.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, please let us know because we cannot talk about that one because
We
we've
can
never
make
done
this
it.
one
Nothing.
make this one specifically like a poll. Like, have you done it? Who has done a Disney spa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please let us know because we could all use a day of relaxation.
I've heard that
Yes.
they're very pricey. Very
Yeah,
pricey.
I've heard they are
But I don't
too.
know. I've never even looked into it, so I don't know.
Me
Just
neither.
the sense
Tell
of
us.
spa seems so tempting.
I don't know.
But that is
Awesome.
it.
Well, thank you guys. I love it. Thank you guys so much
Yeah.
for joining in on our Never Have I Ever Disney version because that was
Yes.
super fun. We need a part two because we have
We
so
do.
many more that we wrote down.
We still have more left,
Yeah.
so we need a
Yeah.
part two.
And
I know.
comment. Tell us, like, what you've done of these things. Like,
Yeah.
what are we missing out on? What other stuff is there to do?
Yeah.
Or things you haven't done. I'm sure some of you have been to Club 33, have done some other fun stuff.
Oh,
that I
that's
just
on my
haven't done,
bucket
so
list.
I want to go.
I just
That's
wanna
not
see
fair.
it.
Yeah.
I just want to see it. Specifically,
that's-
weirdly, I know that you'd think that I want to go to the one in Disneyland that's iconic and everything. I want to go to the one in Animal Kingdom, okay? Because it looks luxurious. It's brand new and it looks like that's all. Okay, thank you for joining us. It looks
I'll go to
luxurious.
any
Yeah.
of them,
No,
okay?
go to any. Just tell me where to go.
Please befriend us and take us to a
Who's
Club
taking
33.
us?
Thank you so
Please.
much.
Yeah, like, we'll
We'll
take
be your- we'll
we'll
be your
accept any
hosts.
park.
You can have a free
You
sticker.
can have like a lot of free stickers.
Literally, please, please
I
make
love
us.
it. Awesome.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys.
We appreciate your love and support,
Yes.
and hope you have a magical rest of your day. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.